And I'm live at the Will Studios, and I forgot to turn on some of this AI music. I just realized it's Father's Day. I'm a father. I'm a good father. Children love me. We'll see how long that lasts, you know? For now, I'm going to draw these pictures. I need more, like, epic music. Oh, we got an epic music AI thing. There we go. I need to do a lot of things to really class this place up, you know? Let's see, can I even forget it. I was trying to clip parts of that movie I was in because I was watching it, and I'm a good actor. And I was when I was 22 as well. And it's one of those movies where it's kind of stupid, but it's also kind of good. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just nostalgic. I was trying to clip that up. But I need to draw. I only have 4 months till Florida Fans Fest. And pretty soon I'm going to have people telling me, it's like, Will, you're not going to get done in time. You're not going to get this comic book done in time for the Fans Fest. I'm going to start getting negative thoughts like that. And in order to fight that, I'm going to put some work in. So here we go. So I'm going to say from the outset that a lot of this is just going to be quiet. I don't anticipate this getting a whole lot of views. If people show up and want to, let me turn on the chat. If people want to jump on, we'll see. Here, I'll even put the link in the chat. I wanted to make a little intro with somebody like banging on the door. So when people jump on the stream, I can have like a little intro video. I wonder if I could get away with like what EVS does, where he just plays the music like really quietly. Try to keep this somewhat in perspective. Now, some people who've been following the production of the comic books will say, Will, you said you were going to be a lot further on than this by now. What the hell? And part of it's I started bouncing around to different pages and stuff like that. You know, maybe part of it is because I've been streaming a lot more, and it's fun to interact with people. I don't usually do that too much. Just filling this all in black. I'm just gonna erase the contours. How's that? It's always a challenge, like where to put the lines when you're drawing. Like, it sounds so simple, but like, okay. First of all, this one, I want to have like a kind of a spot like that. Then we'll have like a little ridge here. Maybe. It's got to be like a curved ridge a little bit coming up like that, because I wanted to have that little curvy bit coming out here, right? But what I really want to do here, instead of just outlining the thing, is like the light's gonna hit here a little bit, right? And then just on the top of that curve where it comes down. And that kind of works, right? And I just need it to kind of work. Let's be 100% honest here. It's going to be this big when it's printed. So that's good. There's enough other stuff. You know, the overall shape is good. So I'm not going to worry too much about too much of the minutia. Try to stay zoomed out. Try to keep it in perspective. Try to act like I'm drawing on paper a little bit. That helps. I guess I could talk about something. It is Father's Day. Shout out, Dad. Shout out, dads everywhere. Shout out me. Shout out, Pa Kent. Who was the best Pa Kent? Who was the worst Pa Kent? I think the worst, you could make a case for both Henry Cavill's father and Corn Sweat's father, I think. Because the newest one, Corn Sweat, his dad was like a freaking hillbilly goofball. It was like, I don't know. I don't want to rewatch it, but I remember him just being like, I'm a simple farmer. Like everything technology confuses me. Like him and his Ma Kent couldn't figure out how to use the damn phone. Look, old ladies are on the phone all the goddamn time. These days, it's not that complicated. Ma Kent was not old enough in that movie to be like that technically retarded. But they were like Charlie Day's parents on Always Sunny almost. And then you have in Man of Steel where Pa Kent just decides to get sucked up by a tornado. And they play it off like, oh, he's protecting Clark by getting sucked up into this tornado. And what was he doing? He was saving a dog or something. Clark could have saved the dog. There were a dozen other ways that could have gone. And you had Superman, right? That whole scene was so... Like, don't go with your first idea. Was that your first idea for how to kill Pa Kent? I prefer the Christopher Reeve where Paul was a good dude, great dad, blah, blah, blah. But then his heart caught up to him, man. Too many stakes. Who knows? But he had a heart attack. And that's the thing, like, Superman couldn't have helped with that. He couldn't help with a heart attack. He's built for dealing with tornadoes. I think of the logistics of that scene, and I guess, like, you hear about people who survive tornadoes, right? And they just get thrown around. It's like, whoa. Like, I just saw the video of the dude. We just watched it on the Power Lunch, where he's like, oh, I got thrown around. Like, So, knowing that Clark is Superman and has no, like, there's no danger to him. He could have been the one to go out, save the dog or whatever. And then what happened with Pa Kent? Did he get stuck or something? Because all I remember is him running out to save the puppy or something. And then he turns to Clark and said, don't save me, son. Don't expose yourself to these people. And then he gets sucked up by the tornado. But if Clark ran out, what I'm saying is the headline would be father and son miraculously survive getting sucked up by a tornado. And there have already been headlines like that in real life. There's no reason why Pa Kent should have died. Anyway. Gotta reconnect the damn tablet. There I go, going off again. I said I was going to be quiet this podcast so that I could get work done. Who would be awake at 7 a.m. on a Sunday? I am awake at 7 a.m. on a Sunday. I might have to do another, midweek power lunch if I keep collecting bookmarks. Freaking the bookmarks I've made since the last power lunch been way more interesting. And I kind of like how those are going, where I'm just, I know I got a little heavy that one episode with the protests going on in Belfast. And I'm a little worried that I haven't heard much about that since then. Are they still rioting? Did the government successfully quell the rebellion? Are they trying to vote themselves out? Who knows? I don't. But do I need to be talking about the Strait of Hormuz? If I start talking about the Strait of Hormuz, am I going to sell a comic book? It's a fair question, because I think that everybody's worried about the Strait of Hormuz, and some people read comic books. So I could reach through the strait, to get to my potential customers. All right. Get rid of this hand reference that I had ghosted onto my grid guide here. I got this green, like, square grid guide thing that I made just to make sure I'm not, so that I understand how far I'm zooming in. You know, I can kind of try to keep it to like this so I don't get too crazy with the details. I was looking at Ryan Dubay was with me on the Ominous show the other day, and he was showing me how if you zoom in, there's some things that you can only see in the PDF on his cityscapes. He's got the Avengers Tower and stuff like that. He's got little Easter eggs all over the place. I'm going to try to avoid that personally. It's kind of fun, you know. It's a fun idea. Especially because he's doing a superhero comic book. It kind of lends itself a little more to that sort of thing. To fun Easter eggs, homages like that. I gotta try to trust myself on these clouds because there's no need to recreate them. I have my rough underdrawing. Just trust, and let's try to get through this. So I think those strokes are just like barely too small because of the way they start to pixelate when I like zoom out. So if I make those a little bigger, because it's going to be like this, right? So I think that's about what I want. Yeah. 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 I apologize for the sound of children in the background. It's something that you're going to have to put up with on my channel sometimes, especially in the mornings. Duh. I gotta resist the urge to like try to be like, let's just redo all the clouds. You know? Instead, let's just try to, moving forward, we can make them a little puffier. I can add a little bit of variety to the puffs. So the clouds are taking a little bit of a turn, but I don't hate it. I'm like puffing them out a little bit. They're less like tornado clouds. Or should I stretch that out a little bit? Should I go ahead and... Time is it? My dog's staring at me. Dad, we could play frisbee right now. You and me. Go outside. You know, maybe you could throw the frisbee. You know? You like it. You like throwing the frisbee, I think, Dad. Sometimes I think you like throwing the frisbee as much as I like catching the frisbee, you know? All right. I'm going to give in to my dog. And I'll be back. idiot peed on his own frisbee. Didn't even get to play with it. I wonder if he does that because he's upset with me or something. I don't know. Is that how dogs act out? Dad, you don't play with me enough, so I'm gonna pee on this frisbee instead. Reality is he's just so excited to play. He goes and gets the frisbee, and then he forgets why he's out there in the first place, you know. He's like, I actually need to pee. A lot. I'm gonna drop this frisbee real quick and go pee. Just not even looking where the pee's going. Pee's going right into your frisbee. Oh yeah, I gotta reconnect the tablet. Drawing clouds with the will on Father's Day. Hold on. I think I just noticed something. A critical error. I put these clouds on the grid layer. I didn't put them on the layer that I made for the clouds. There's actually nothing on the layer that I made for the clouds. I started drawing the clouds after I erased that hand. So, I'm gonna have to fix that. Let's put those clouds on their own layer. Get them off that grid layer. And then come in and fix that. Is that going to be obvious at the end of the day? I can clean it up even more if I need to. What the hell? Drawing on that layer again. There it goes, doing it again. Ugh. You know what? That doesn't look too bad. If I feather out the darkness even more than I was originally going to. crazy is there's part of me that like doesn't want to fix it completely necessarily. Like the mistakes are part of what makes the art feel alive. Right? Right? That's what I'll tell myself. It's complete amateur shit. We'll get it together. Get your layers right. Ugh. That being said, I've been going about an hour. I'll be back here in a little bit. Try to get as much done today as I can. Try to get as much done every day as you can out there, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.